Willy's Wonderland, issue number 4 from American Mythology Productions. So this is the final issue, and this has been a long time coming. Sorry for not getting this one out way sooner. I really don't have an excuse. I mean, I have one, but it's way too long, and I'm not going to bore you with it. So let's just get on with this. So this is the final issue, and this we have, like all the other previous issues, we have separate timelines. So we have, I guess, the current timeline, which is Willy's Wonderland is open, all the animatronics are there, people have been getting killed, the town is kind of realizing that something's going on, so they're going in to make sure that they can put a stop to whatever's happening. And then we get the past timeline where we have Willy and all his friends, and they're still alive. Well, I say alive, but they're still human, and they're locked up in a mental institution. And this is how they like break free and become the animatronics. So we finally get to see like how they became the animatronics, kind of. Rather than going back and forth between the two, I am just going to cover the everything that happened in the past, and then I'll cover everything that's happening in the present. This issue basically, like every other page or every other 2 pages, it cuts back and forth. And I feel like if I review this issue that way, it'll just be kind of annoying. So let's just go through all the past stuff. Willy and his friends decide to make their escape. One of the workers there realizes that like one of the doors are open. He goes in to check his buddy to grab some what they call bang sticks. And they're basically like these electrical rods, like taser rods. And his buddy's dead on the floor. Willy is there, and they attack this guy and they electrocute him to death. And the whole place starts like freaking out. There's like a code red. Everyone's trying to, find out where Willy and his group is. Some of Willy's friends are basically going to get to their getaway. It's like they're going to steal one of the cars to make their escape. So they're going there. Meanwhile, Willy goes to meet his therapist, who's still inside the building. She didn't leave right away because she has a bunch of like a publisher's bidding on a tell-all book on Jerry Willis. So basically, she's been using her sessions, she's been taking down notes, and she's writing a book on Willy. And a lot of people are interested in this book. And so she wants to get rich off of him. And so she stayed behind to gather all the notes that she can, which is too bad for her because that's how Willy is able to find her. And he basically uses her to get through areas that he can't in the asylum. And he takes her hostage. And they get inside one of the vans and they break out, and they're like running down the road. There's police officers chasing them. They're asking for the doctor. So Willy opens up the back door of the van, chucks her out. She goes face first through one of the police windshields. I'm assuming she dies. Willy and his friends hit a police barricade and they crash, and they have to huff it on foot. And eventually they come across the building that will become Willy's Wonderland, and they break inside. And they're like, I don't understand. The authorities are going to be here soon. They're going to get us. What do we do? And that's when Willy shows a bunch of photos of the animatronics. And there's a satanic-looking book there. And he's like, don't worry, I have a plan. And so basically the plan was that he's going to use the book. He's going to turn them all into animatronics. The police are going to show up. They're not going to see Willy and his group. Instead, they're just going to see these animatronics, think that Willy's not there, and they're going to move on. And that's how Willy and his friends make their escape. We don't actually ever see the ritual happen, but we kind of have to make some inferences based off what we see. So there you go. There's the whole past timeline. That's how Willy and his friend becomes the animatronics. They basically escape from the asylum, come across Willy's Wonderland. All the photos of the animatronics are there with the book. They do the ritual. They become the animatronics. Meanwhile, in the present day, the sheriff of the town, along with a bunch of people, are showing up, and they're going to destroy Willy's Wonderland. They realize that people have gone missing. People have been killed. It all comes back to Willy's Wonderland, and so they're going to destroy this place. I don't know if this is a reference to Evil Dead. I'm assuming it is, but this guy right here with the chainsaw, he looks like Ash a little bit. He even has like the same polo shirt that Ash does. And even the chainsaw, the red chainsaw looks exactly like the one from Evil Dead. So I think that's supposed to be an Evil Dead reference. But yeah, they decide we're going to break inside and we're going to shoot everything. We're going to shoot these animatronics and stuff. And I'm just kind of wondering, like, if you want to destroy Willy's Wonderland and put a stop to all this, why don't you just torch the place from the outside? Like, just open up the doors, smash the windows, chuck some Molotovs and stuff inside the building. Don't go in there because that's not safe. Just destroy it from the outside. But they decide not to. They decide to go inside. And that's a bad idea because as soon as they go inside, everyone splits off into separate groups. And then they just start getting killed. They just start getting murdered by the animatronics. Eventually, it's down to the sheriff, his deputy, and Tex. For anyone who doesn't remember who Tex was the guy who reopened up Willy's Wonderland. And they come across a couple of other survivors, and they're like sneaking their way through the building when they turn on the lights, and they come across Willy and his group. And everyone gets killed except for Tex and the deputy. Even the sheriff gets murdered. And then that's when Jed shows up. And Jed was the one that was working for Tex. He's the one that was like fixing all the animatronics and making sure that they were like up to shape. And Jed basically says, Tex, we will let you live, you and the deputy, but there is something that you got to do. Like, these animatronics, they're my family. You're the ones that are the outsiders here. Like, you're the one who doesn't belong in this wonderland. And then he opens up the store and he reveals this family and says that the family was passing through. They saw all the cars in the lot and they figured that the place was open for business. And Tex starts realizing where this is going. Jed basically leads the family into this room minus the little daughter. He shuts the door and he allows Willy and his group to kill the family. And he basically explains that Willy needs food. Willy and his family, they need people to feed on to continue to survive. So Tex, we will allow you to live, but in return, you have to open up this place again, and you have to bring in new people. You got to bring in people to this wonderland so that we can feed them to Willy and his group. And then we cut to several months later where we see this car hit these road spikes, and Jed shows up with this tow truck, and he's talking to this guy, and he basically says, hey, I'll make a deal with you. I just need you to kind of clean up this wonderland, since basically Tex has agreed to reopen up the place, so now they kind of have to clean it up a bit. So Jed tells this guy, I just need you to clean it up, and in return, I will fix your car. And for anyone who's watched the movie will know who this guy is. This is Nicolas Cage's character, the janitor. So the janitor's like, all right, yeah, I can fix this place up for you. You said you'll have my car fixed by the morning, right? Because I got to meet my brother. And Jed's like, yeah, sure. I hope your brother's a patient guy. And then the very last panel we see is the janitor coming face to face with all of Willy and his group. And it just says, you're always welcome here at Willy's Wonderland. We're just dying to meet you. And there you go. There's Willy's Wonderland. That's how it ends. I will say that I enjoyed this series. The artwork's okay. I mean, for a very small publisher, it's fine. And at least it kind of fits the tone. Like, it fits the kind of dark comedy tone that this series is trying to do. So, that's all right. You get a lot of gore. Like, I don't know how much I'm going to be showing, just because I'm not going to be showing every single page and panel. But yeah, there's a lot of gore. People getting their arms chopped off, people getting their faces smashed in, someone getting their head bitten off, people getting their head stomped in, so all you see is like blood and their eyeballs popping out. Just a lot of gore. So very faithful to the movies. I will say that the jumping timelines can be a bit confusing just because there's no indication of the time. It's like I can tell when it's happening because I can tell, oh, we got people storming Willy's Wonderland and we got Willy and his group escaping the asylum. So every time I see the asylum, I know we're in the past. Every time I see the Wonderland place, I know we're in the future or the present, whatever you want to call it. But it has been an issue in previous issues. That's a weird sense to say. Because there's no indication that we're going into a flashback. Manga has something where anytime they go into a flashback, the pages, the borders become black. I feel like comics should maybe start doing that, where usually you get white borders in comics, I think when we do like a flashback, go like with black borders. And that's a good indication that, oh, okay, we're in a flashback. Anytime you see a black border, you know we're in a flashback. Every time you see a white border, you know we're in the present time. So that can be just a little bit confusing. Like I said, not so much in this issue, but like in all the previous issues, the constant jumping back and forth between different timelines, especially since there's no indicator that you're getting one. Like it might say, you know, sometime in the past once. Like the very first time it jumps to a flashback, but then every other time it jumps back to the flashback in that issue, there's no indication. So you kind of just have to guess, or just as you're following along, you kind of have to kind of discover when we're in the flashback and when we're in the present. I will say that, I don't know, I guess I kind of would like to see how exactly they became these animatronics. I mean, we pretty much get how, like we see why they are the certain characters that they are. You can check all my previous videos on why, like one character is a gorilla, why the other one is a knight and stuff like that. But I guess I would have liked to see more of like, how did Willie come across this book? How exactly does the ritual work? What happened to their human bodies? It's pretty much just as soon as they get into the Wonderland place, we see the book, we see the photos, and then Willie's like, don't worry, I have a plan. And then that's it. I would have liked to see that, because it feels like we were kind of building up and then we didn't actually see the moment they transformed into their suits. But I mean, we get the gist of what happened. Other than that, yeah, there you go. There's Willy's Wonderland. Like, if you're a fan of the movie, check it out. If you're a fan of Friday Night at Freddy's, check it out. If you're just like a fan of the whole like killer animatronics thing, then check it out. But other than that, I don't know if it'll be like your kind of thing. I guess if you like horror comedies, if you like dark comedies, that's pretty much what this is. It's a horror without really any horror. Like the horror is just in these creatures killing people. Like there's nothing scary about this whatsoever. It's just more of just like funny, over the top, kind of gory action. But there you go, Willy's Wonderland, issue number 4 from American Mythology Productions. Hope you enjoyed the video and hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlists that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.